When you look at the defense, I think we'd agree that the defensive line is intriguing. It could be really, really good. What are some areas that you look at and you're like, a little concerned about that?
As far as the defensive line,
Just the
I
defense,
think,
defense in general.
I think the defense in general. Look, I mean, obviously they have some faith in Isaiah McGuire that he is going to take that next step as a pass rusher. I really thought they were going to do something impactful, and it wasn't a knock necessarily on McGuire. It was, and look, to have a good, guy who's on a rookie contract, have a good impact against the run. There's nothing wrong with that. There still would have been a role for McGuire, but I thought they were probably going to go a little bit stronger than maybe a 1-year, $4 million deal on Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. I would say, you certainly have questions and hopes that Greg Newsome and Martin Emerson collectively are going to return to their 2023 form as opposed to their 2024 form. Both guys on contract years. There could be a scenario, I believe even if they both play well, Cleveland would only entertain keeping one. I could see a scenario where Cleveland maybe doesn't re-sign either of them. But then you get to that safety position opposite Grant Delpit. And, for Hickman, third year, this is hey, am I going to be with Cleveland long-term or not? Similar to DeAnthony Bell last year, was a nice role player. Never really got to the point where it developed more than that, and the Browns didn't have much intention on bringing him back. And again, because it's the free safety position, and not necessarily the last line of defense, but he's the guy that's coming over with his eyes on the ball the whole time while the corner's struggling and hand fighting and fighting for body position. It should be easier for the free safety to come over and make a play, and it's just something honestly that the Browns have struggled with the entire time that they have had this regime intact. It was 2 free agency deals. Neither of them went well. They never really spent any, significant draft capital on it. That's something where, the Browns would really like to see, and it's probably not that hard because they haven't gotten much free safety play in the time they've been here. But if they could get something consistent out of the free safety position, I think that would really go a long way, and it would play really well into Jim Schwartz's philosophy of, we're going to play man on man. I'm going to rush the daylights out of the quarterback and either get the quarterback to the ground or hopefully force him into throwing some bad balls.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, I would say the reason that they've struggled creating turnovers is because they haven't gotten good enough free safety play. That's a huge piece of creating turnovers.
You look at a team like, the Detroit Lions, Brian Branch. I mean, he is an absolute turnover machine, him along with Kirby Joseph. And you look at one of the reasons why, Detroit has been successful the last few years. Well, when your safeties combine for more than 10 interceptions per season, yeah, I mean, that's killing a lot of drives. And it's obviously giving your offense, ideal field position to at least turn those turnovers into points. It's definitely something that's been lacking for the Cleveland Browns, over the last few years.